This is about murdering logic. And now they're saying the red states that were keeping the economy afloat, that it's our fault because they want to bankrupt the entire country under United Nations control. And it's now official in headlines. The New York Times, the Washington Post, The Week. The world's putting America in quarantine. The UN says we've done a terrible job. And it's a Marxist-Leninist out from Africa who oversaw cholera outbreaks that killed over 1 million people and covered it up for the UN. So he's promoted to the head position and best buddies with Bill Gates. It is Friday, June 26th. The year is 2020. We are 129 days out from the most historic election in world history. A battle between humanity and a pro-human future and the globalist. Well, if you're a TV viewer, you can see the big headline. It's being published everywhere. The world is putting America in a quarantine. That's right. America is bad. Trump is bad. It's the American virus. They have tripled the testing that they were just doing a month ago. We'd already done more testing than all other countries combined. That's admitted by the NIH and Johns Hopkins, openly run by Bill and Melinda Gates. And so they're testing with a test that if you've ever had coronavirus or the flu in the last decade, you show positive. That's admitted. But the public is still so ignorant. There's such a blackout of censorship, of real information, of medical doctors, of virologists, of university heads, that a lot of people know they're being lied to, but still government is able to put this UN-controlled clampdown in because the people aren't sure what's really going on. Again, deaths of COVID-19 are way down. Cases of COVID-19 are off the charts. Now the UN's own numbers show it's 0.06. It is a tiny fraction of people that are dying supposedly of COVID-19. But are they giving up? No, they are doubling down with their hoax. Now listen to me, folks. Every broadcast is important, but this one is going to be particularly over the top. Everything I'm going to be covering is mega bombshell. Hiding in plain view, we have seen engineers come out and test with OSHA-approved devices that the N95 supposed best mask you can have is creating dangerous levels of carbon dioxide for your body. But it gets worse. On the NIH's own CDC website, we're going to show you this coming up, it admits that the mask does not keep you from breathing out viruses or bacteria, and that the viruses and bacteria actually incubate in the cloth, live longer than they would, allowing it to then be spread, which is why one of the reasons the blue cities don't just overdiagnose, don't just kill people, but they're keeping people indoors and they're wearing the mask that are weapon systems to breathe in and then to breathe out totally unfiltered air after it's incubated in the fabric, whereas it would just die in seconds in the open air. It allows it to sit there and linger, and it gives people the, quote, false sense of security that a mask is protecting them when all they needed was vitamin C, vitamin D, and zinc. So it's all coming up, and it's all posted at wecan'tbreathe.news, a URL they're not really censoring yet, so you're able to get that URL out that has the articles, the videos, the proof. We're going to be covering that when we return. It gets more insane. Ladies and gentlemen, the United Nations has publicly announced that the U.S. is evil and bad and is ordering the world to, quote, put us into quarantine, and COVID-19 is all our fault. This is world government out in the open. This is America under siege with the United Nations ordering that Europe block flights and that New York block flights and that all these blue-controlled globalist areas say that America is to blame and America's bad, all based on the NIH, all based on Bill and Melinda Gates, all based on the WHO, and Bill Gates is out in public saying we suck, America's bad, Trump's horrible, he's done a terrible job. We told you this was all coming. Meanwhile, they're using the deaths from people of other diseases in the COVID column. They've tripled the amount of tests that there were a month ago. The deaths are now a fraction of what they were previously when the UN said it would be 3 to 4, maybe even 6%. So this is just such an incredible time to be alive and to see open world government in everybody's face attacking our nation and saying everything is our fault when communist China is open for business, and that's where the supposed virus came from, and you've got the NIH and Fauci running the Wuhan lab on record, and you've got Fauci's wife over the Bill and Melinda Gates vaccine board that will decide, not government, what vaccines are approved. They've waived animal trials and are now going directly to human trials, and people are getting sick and dying in the trials, and it's in the back of the newspaper. So America is under siege. UN orders the world to quarantine the United States. That's the live feed article at newswars.com and infowars.com, and I'm asking you for your own future to share that. Now, here's how it works when they start putting you in globalist handcuffs. They did this 5 months ago. They're doing it again. First, it's bars. Then it's movie theaters. Then it's restaurants. Then it's schools. Then it's stay in your house. Martial law. And the UN sets the policy. The NIH adopts it. California adopts it. Big tech companies adopt it because they want you to work at home anyways. They're phasing humans out. And then the governor of Texas, because the media is saying, it's an apocalypse, mass spikes, we're all dead. And instead of going, wow, death rate's actually way down. Hey, most of the deaths are in nursing homes in blue states where they ship COVID patients in. Instead of the governor saying we've just massively increased in testing, that's why the numbers are way up. This is a hoax. The tests on record have been shown to be almost all false positives. He could show you all of that in his news conferences, but instead, he sits there and begins tightening the noose exactly as Governor Newsom says. Governor Abbott is now Governor Newsom. It's disgusting. It's shameful. He's betrayed Texas, and I have absolutely no faith in Governor Abbott. He's caving into the globalist move to create total economic collapse. He told us, mandatory mask last week so we can reopen. I told you that wasn't the case. I told you next they'd close the bars, then the restaurants, then the stores, then the shops, then the schools. It's never going to reopen. You're going into virtual reality. You're going to work from home. Then they're going to cut that off. And that was in the Wall Street Journal last weekend, looking forward to the end of humanity and saying, we are broken, we are bad, we can't live in the open environment, we must be uploaded into machines. And they said that's the plan by Silicon Valley to kill you. But it's so wonderful. And I know this sounds insane. They are insane. Looking forward to the end of humanity. These megalomaniacs are on total power trips. And, you know, Joe Biden's being criticized for coming out and saying that tens of millions of people have died from COVID-19 when it's not even a million worldwide. He said 120 million. And the media is not even criticizing us. Why not? I mean, if you're going to have 50+% of the people that did die in the U.S. died in nursing homes, and they did it on purpose, and the rest are people they just took from other illnesses instead of COVID-19, why not say 7.5 billion died? How about 85 trillion people? Doesn't matter there's not 85 trillion people. Because this is about murdering logic. And now they're saying the red states that were keeping the economy afloat, that it's our fault because they want to bankrupt the entire country under United Nations control. And it's now official in headlines. The New York Times, the Washington Post, The Week. The world's putting America in quarantine. The UN says we've done a terrible job. And it's a Marxist-Leninist out from Africa who oversaw cholera outbreaks that killed over 1 million people and covered it up for the UN. So he's promoted to the head position and best buddies with Bill Gates. You know, guys, I like Governor Abbott. I like the things he's done so far. But see, faced with a UN tyranny, faced with the hysteria of this virus, he has thrown reality to the side. I know Abbott knows what's really going on. And he's decided to lock the state down. He's been very deceptive about it. So we're going to be out there protesting Governor Abbott this Sunday, south side of the Texas Capitol, starting at noon. And I'll be speaking next to last. We have a pastor there, and he'll be speaking, and then we're going to march to the governor's mansion about 300 yards away. And Owen Schroyer is doing a great job. He's kind of taking control of the organization of it. So he says at 1:30, I'm going to lead with the armored vehicle about 3 blocks up and then turn over to the governor's mansion. And the route and all that is there at We Can't Breathe .news. And again, a lot of older folks who are bedrock of our broadcasts are like, banned .video? Yeah, there's a lot of new domain registers. So it's and all the .coms are taken up. So it's We Can't Breathe .news. And we've got the footage up there where engineers are showing that it's toxic levels of carbon dioxide, and we've got the proof that they said 2.5 million would die, 2.2 million, and it was all a lie. Now, but Gates just said last hour, it's the worst it's ever been. He just said it's all America's fault, and all the major publications say the UN orders lockdown of the U.S., the UN orders quarantine of the United States. America lost. America's a shame. America's bad, and it's all a lie. And America's got its problems, but let me tell you, what they're about to replace it with is Antichrist 100%. How the virus won. No, the virus didn't cause the world depression. The virus didn't cause hundreds of millions to start to starve to death. The hysteria and the lies about it. Virus cases at all-time high. Notice it doesn't say deaths because they're way down, because the doctors now learned how they were being ordered to treat it was killing people. The doctors weren't even bad. They were just being lied to. So now that the doctors aren't killing the patients, they're not getting the numbers, and they're pissed. And now people are saying, hey, better not put on the death certificate. And out of COVID, this guy got run over by a truck. So now Fauci's scared. He knows he's committed the crimes. And let me tell you, things aren't going the way they wanted it to. But they're moving forward with their plan regardless. Bill Gates looks scared. We are watching history unfold. Governor Abbott, as I warned you a few days ago, has capitulated to the UN and to Texas's new governor, the Californian governor, Gavin Newsom. That's what this is. He's come out and said, oh, just wear masks so we can keep the state reopened. And I said, that's a UN advisory. Next, they're going to say close the bars. Then it'll be restaurants. Then it'll be shops. And now it all happened today. There's the executive order right here. And it says gatherings of 100 people have to get permission from local government. Oh, but the Antifa and BLM can go around and attack everybody by the thousands. They're angels. Now they're talking about canceling the election again. Abbott is bowing to this because of, quote, record cases, not deaths. The deaths are way down. As they test everyone, we now learn, as Gateway Pundit documents, we were right. CDC now estimates 22 million Americans infected with the China coronavirus, making U.S. mortality rate 0.6, confirming our estimates from March. Such an important story from GatewayPundit.com.
Listeners have been asking us for months to develop an iodine spray made with our exclusive Deep Earth Crystal Nascent Iodine. After extensive development, it's finally here. Introducing the first of its kind Nascent Iodine Spray made with true atomic iodine. Our proprietary new Aerodyne technology allows us to harness the full power of ancient iodine crystals from 7,000 feet below the Earth's surface into the ultimate spray formula. We know iodine is an essential mineral that supports thyroid health, as well as a healthy metabolism, healthy hormone levels, and healthy cognitive function. Our newest product is now 33% off at InfoWarsStore.com. This is a must-have for daily supplementation. Every purchase helps fund the InfoWar. The new X2 spray at InfoWarsStore.com is a game changer. That's InfoWarsStore.com.
Where the hell did this water come from? Where did it come from? Where did it come from?
InfoWarsStore.com. We can't survive without pure, clean drinking water. So make sure that it's always available to you with the Alexa Pure water filtration system. This gravity-fed system filters through all the toxins and gets straight to clean, healthy, great-tasting water. Yummy in my tummy. Bring the purest, most refreshing water to your home by ordering the Alexa Pure water filtration system today from InfoWarsStore.com. InfoWarsStore.com. Other systems just don't compare.